Good morning, Linda. Just so you know, because you're new, we're going to ask you for a quick intro of yourself. Anybody who's new?
Hey, good morning, Trevor.
Morning. It was good to see Brooke, but I was disappointed you didn't have a cowboy hat on.
I don't even know where the heck to go to get a cowboy hat. My hat is, man, with my hair, probably wouldn't even stay on. But you're cute. Maybe I'll wear one, but you know how people wear it and the hat sits on their back, but there's a little neck thing that like wear like a necklace that's on the back and I can rock it. Who knows?
I'm thinking Boot City has hats,
Thanks,
right?
Yeah,
Maria.
or somewhere, yeah.
I'll let somebody get it for me as a gift or maybe like a Christmas or a Halloween party or something. Then I'll get it. I was
You don't
told they were
want that cowboy.
expensive. Huh?
I say you don't want a cowboy hat from Halloween. It'll have a confetti on it.
Oh my, but confetti's pretty. But then
I
the
don't
thing
know.
that'll suck, like days later, I'll be picking it out of my hair. Things get stuck in my hair.
You might want Candace's. Hers has rhinestones everywhere. She got that one from Bucky's.
Bucky's is such a cool spot, man. I checked that place out. I was like, holy crap. You can like have a barbecue, grab a beer, get gas, and buy home decor in one spot. It's insane.
I mean, one-stop shop.
Tell me about it. It's like a Target as a gas station. Craziness. Very cool though. Very cool.
I've been to the first Bucky's, and you know what? It was built in like 1982, and it was no bigger than a 7-Eleven.
Yeah, some
Yeah,
of the
look at it
original
now.
ones are super small. Yeah.
Oh my
What?
gosh. It needs its own zip code. That sucker's big.
It does. It's a mega market.
And so just so you guys know, Maria is a big Bucky's fan, and I'm driving back from Dallas. I got a flat tire. I could see Bucky's, but it was too far away. It's
Oh,
like,
no.
Aw.
It was like
I'll get you
like
little
a halo in the
Bucky's, man.
distance, like an angel.
Aren't you glad you didn't go drive at night, Trevor?
so glad.
I'll get you a Bucky's bear, Maria.
Thanks.
So cute.
I
Go with all your
order
Disney stuff.
I order their cotton candy in bulk, and I might have 6 of them right next to me at all times.
No wonder my kids loved you. They're obsessed with cotton candy and little stuffed animals and Disney too. They felt the vibe.
Just always loaded with sugar. It's how I stay awake.
Oh my God, girl, you're crazy.
Oh man. Good morning, everyone. I know we're all coming in. It's great to see all of your smiling faces. Half of you, some of you are, still don't want to put your camera on. I understand. But, I did it, so maybe. Thanks, Candace. Candace Sarber and I got in at 2 a.m. this morning from Dallas.
Wow.
All right,
Winners.
we're rocking it.
Yes. So if Candace and I can have our cameras on, all of you.
So a few
Looking at
new
you, bro.
folks to the call. We have Linda Holtz. Not, I'm drawing a blank here. We had one. So I think that, so we'll get you to do a quick intro in a minute. If anybody else is new and I don't see that you're here, sorry. Oh, hey Dirk, how you doing? Welcome.
Hey, how
We'll
are
get
you?
the
I'm Ryan.
quick intro.
Yeah, I'm Ryan with Penn. I think I met a couple of you guys at the event a couple weeks ago.
Awesome.
Yeah, Schreier and Michael sent me this link to be a part. We're kind of discussing how we can work together.
Awesome.
Mhm.
I think you're on mute, Mike.
So tell us a little more, Ryan. What is how long you've been around and a little bit of Penn, but still keep it short as you did.
I've been around. I've been real estate investing since 2011. I started with single family, went to small multifamily. Then I was in-house with Lifestyles Unlimited for their vendor program for a while, a couple years. Moved over to their brokerage side. Did 300 transactions in 2 years over there. Left, started my own thing called PIN, the Passive Investor Network, and the idea was that we could help individual investors invest in single family, effectively, taking them through the process through acquisition, construction, property management. And that's what we've been doing for about 6 years. So single family, yeah. And so that's it. Is that fast enough, Mike?
Yeah, no, that's great, Ryan. It's good. Ryan's a great, is in Houston, been here for a long time, working in that, like you said, does a lot more, has his brokerage and other things with all of that that goes on. And we're working on a bus tour together right now for some time in July that we're gonna go out and do. So we're partnering together on the bus tour, partnering together a little further as things go. So thanks, Ryan. Appreciate
Linda?
you being here.
Linda's here. I think it's your first time joining us on Monday. Good to see you. Go ahead and tell us a little bit. I know all about you.
Well, thank you, Trevor, for inviting me, and Brenda. I don't see Brenda, but
Actually, an investor. Big
yeah, I definitely had the longest conversation with Maria about a week ago, and she's my new mentor in life, I guess. If you need a life coach. But my name is Linda Holtz. It's me and my husband Connor. We're here out of Houston. We actually started investing on the residential side in 2020. Best time to do it, I guess. In Chicago. So he's born and raised in the Midwest. I'm from France myself originally. And yeah, a couple of years ago, we decided to make the big jump to Texas for all of its great business and real estate opportunities, amongst other things. Other things including the weather and family. And now we're here, we're jumping into the multifamily realm, and we're very excited about it. We're excited that we met Massive Capital, and I'm excited to be here this morning. My husband can't really do calls during the day, but I'm here.
Awesome. And
Well,
then
what kind of puppy do you have?
He is a lab mix, and she loves to sleep, as you can tell.
Love it.
awesome. Good morning, Dirk. Dirk, you're here for the first time. I guess Patricia can't make it today.
Yes, sir. She is at work. I'm a teacher, so last week was my last week, and I'm showing myself, and I just got back from the gym, so it's a good thing we're only on Zoom. Otherwise, she would throw me out. I started a single family in 2008, and when everything was melting down, I took a loan from my 401k and jumped in, bought a mobile home, went single family for a while with Lifestyles. Then in 2013, when Brad Simrock left Lifestyles, I followed him and put all my chips, sold all my single family, put all my chips in one as an LP into one multifamily. And now I've got 12, 13 multifamilies I'm an LP in. I'm a co-GP in 2, but only because I brought them across the finish line. I'm not really doing anything, so to speak. I know that's bad. You're not supposed to say that. And pretty much, and I just got in my first deal with Nancy Kitty. What is it? Buy to rent development. Never done that before. So totally put it on the line there. So pretty much I got some email about a year ago from somebody at some place called Massive Capital, and said that they met on Wednesdays. So I started attending every now and then on Wednesdays, and and so I sort of felt that you had a really good ecosystem for bringing people from LP to GP, and those that are LP, it's a good environment for investing with good people. And so I am here today to sort of experience your ecosystem.
Awesome.
Very good,
Welcome.
very good. Welcome, Dirk.
I'm not sure. Do we have anyone else new and I've missed you? Sorry if I have. All right, very good. Welcome, everybody. So I'll go ahead and get rolling. So this is, by the way, this is a Massive Capital Partners and Potential Partners call for the simplest description of what we're doing here.
Yeah, and just a recap of this, right? We kind of started this back in 22 where we had a bunch of deals. We were talking to a lot of people one-on-one, and we said, why don't we hop on a call together and do once weekly updates on deals we were working, equity others were raising in partner with us, and we were raising with them. And then the status, anybody stuck, questions, best practices. And it had just continued to evolve since then into various things. So my screen is on. I had the Excel file up and I had the market data up, but
You're frozen.
I'm frozen. It didn't do at the 8 o'clock call, and I'm doing it now here. So you have the spreadsheet up you can share?
Yeah, I can. It'll be it's okay. I was editing it a little bit.
Okay.
Because we're working towards updating our plan and schedule for here. Can you guys see that now? Yeah, okay. So we'll move through. Correct, Ellen? I think I saw you join.
Yep, I'm here.
Okay. So we'll get started through this. So Sanjay's frozen. So Sanjay was going to do the market update. We may wait until he comes back for that. Let me see. So what we can jump into is the let's look into our deal pipeline at this time, Ellen, and then we'll jump back to when Sanjay comes back for his update. He was working on it. I passed it off to him on the weekend, so he was doing the deal update for today. Or I mean the market update. So Ellen, if you want to share, I'll stop sharing. If you want to go to the Monday.com and let's go over the deal pipeline and talk about that, and then we'll talk about what's upcoming this week for everything that's going on.
Yes. So for those who do not know, Monday.com is our amazing lead tracker of all of our deals. So at present, we have 8 LOIs out. I believe today that's going to be edited down to about 7. 2 of them are looking very, very promising, and we hope to get those things out to you guys soon as a potential deal to invest in it with us. At the moment, one of the deals that are looking extremely interesting is Townhouse Zone 3 in the Houston area. This particular property is a 90-door property. It is, let me go check it out, 1983 built. And then the other one that we are looking very promising on is Grove at Pinemont. Also in Houston area, 411 doors and 1977 built. Obviously, nothing has been fully finalized yet, so we will bring more updates as we get further along. Other things in our pipeline that are looking promising, but we are awaiting feedback from the broker, are located in San Antonio, more items in Houston, DFW, and one in the Atlanta, Georgia metro area. Obviously, these are just things where we have LOIs out at present. If we go up a little bit more, you will kind of see here in our short little cheat sheet, we have our deck loaded. We are continuously looking at more deals. We are on a weekly basis sending out more LOIs. But we are always looking to bring the best deals to you guys to invest with us and to partner on.
Yeah, we had a couple deals in Atlanta, but speaking of
yes, absolutely. So most of those are not looking promising as we were, but it does seem that we're getting some contacts in the Atlanta, Georgia area to further move through. But at the moment, the only LOI that we have out in the state of Georgia is Stonebrook Apartments. But up until that point, up until the point that we're actually getting feedback from the broker on this, I don't know if this is going to be a very strong contender or not. So hopefully more news next week.
Yeah. So Ben is on here that I know Wood had walked those as well. So thanks, Ben. And I don't know if Barbara's on today, but thanks for taking a look at those, and any new feedback that you guys had from on that you think would turn the tide for Ellen or us on either of those that you guys looked at. Any update there, Ben, if you want to share?
Nothing new that we didn't discuss before. I am been talking to some Clayton County Police sheriff's officers about that area, and I've got a little intel. I'm waiting for a little bit more to come back, and I'll send it to the group.
Okay. All right, great. Let me go back. Excellent. Okay, sorry. Thanks, Alan. Any questions on the deals that are out there? And we're going to have a little bit later, a little time to let everybody start to bring their deals to us as well, talk about them here. Any deals you guys have in the pipelines you want to share that you think, hey, I need a help, I need a KP or some support on, then we'll take a look at those as well. Let me go. Trevor, are you still with us? I can't see the screen very well.
Hey, Mike, I'm back. Sorry
I'm
about
here.
that.
I'm muted. Yes, sir.
Hey, Trevor. Trevor, we have currently 2 deals under contract. The Horizon and the Westwood, which is we're KPing on in Midland, and we're going to do a little bit of capital on. Do you want to talk, just share a little bit about where we are in that? And
Yeah. So Horizon is the opportunity in San Antonio, Texas. Anybody who's interested, last week we did a webinar where we talked a lot about the updates that have happened. So if you would like that update to be able to send to your investors or to look at investing, it was really good to be able to go over the opportunity and talk a little bit about the changes. And then we are working with the group where we're coming into the deal as a KP, but we are doing a webinar this Thursday, June the 6th at 6 p.m. It is a 506B. So to make sure that everybody understands, on a 506B, you cannot publicly talk about this particular opportunity. You can only talk about it with pre-existing relationships. So just to be sure you're clear the difference between the two.
And that's part of the reason we keep this as a private event here. This 9 a.m. It's by invitation, not open to the public. So everything you guys see here is definitely confidential, behind the scenes type of information as well. So thank you, Trevor. Appreciate that.
Well,
oh, go ahead. Anything else, Trevor? Sorry.
No.
Okay. Thank you very much. Sanjay, you're good now. I got you back.
I'm sorry. Who's
You're good.
you?
Can you share your screen again, or?
I'm frozen again, looks like.
Okay. Do you have the update you want to send to me? I can share it and you duck through, or was it on you were just going to bring it up on the website? He's frozen. Alrighty, let's keep moving then, and we'll come back on those if we get him again. So we do have a couple new projects. We are under contract or going under contract soon on a project in between Katy and Fulshire on the south side. So it's kind of Richmond area. It's going to be a development opportunity there with Realty One. It's going to be a mini town center project that we're starting there. We just probably, I think, as of Friday, had gotten the contract back for review. So we're moving that forward. That will be a $5 million raise for that deal that we'll be looking at. It's it's going to be a 60,000 square foot kind of town center area combination with you know, a lot of mostly retail on a frontage road area there. So if you guys look up Richmond, Texas, Richmond's like one of the fastest growing areas around us here. So it's actually growing out in that area considerably compared to some of the other areas. Fulshear has so this is like the first thing on the south side of the West Park Tollway that in that area that will be a commercial development. Everything else, so right now it's part of a master plan community. I don't have we'll have for next week some renderings that we'll share, but as part of a master plan community. Johnson Development is they own the master plan. They've already got phases 1 through 3 are in the process. 4, 5, and 6, which was where we'll come in, and 7, I believe, is on 4, 5, and 6 are on the way, which are basically housing developments, and then will be the commercial plug-in once they get all the housing up and running and moving along. All righty. Let's see. Go back here. So for the week coming up, we've got the Maria. Is Maria here?
Yes, I am.
Okay, Maria. Let's talk about what do you got coming up this week and next week, or for the month of June with your SHE and your master classes.
Well, we have SHE tomorrow, so I hope you guys are signed up for that. If you are not signed up, then please put a note in the chat. We do have Julie Roy will be on Massive Masters next week for raising private capital, and then we have Gino from Jake and Gino the following Massive Masters.
Awesome.
Yeah, that's what's coming up.
And who you got coming for SHE the next 2 weeks?
I will pull up the schedule.
Elena Cardone will be part of SHE on the 18th of June, so look for that.
Awesome.
And then tomorrow we have it's the gal from Directed IRA, I believe.
Yes, Lindsay.
Thank you.
Yes, so we're going to talk about investing money through a directed IRA, but also how you can get your IRA opened and things like that. So that's very exciting for tomorrow. But like Candace talked about, which I don't think she harped on for a very long time, Elena Cardone. Guys, Elena Cardone is going to be on SHE stage. I say that maybe one more time.
Yeah.
We have Elena Cardone.
Awesome.
Might be a tiny bit excited. Don't know if any of you picked that up.
Excellent. Awesome.
Thank you, Candace, for the
Okay.
excitement.
So excellent. Thank you guys. And then just to kind of close out, wrap up some things, our asset management call, we're continuing to move it along. As part of our masters right now, we do it on Thursdays, and we review David Baran. David are you still on board here? I think he stepped out. So David is our asset manager, portfolio manager, full-time with Massive Capital. And so we have 15 assets now that are going on that we're operating. David is managing those now fully. And with the asset management call, we do a high level, we bring those all into our dashboard, review them on a regular basis now, go through what needs to be done, what are the action plans for each of those, working that into our Thursday planning schedule now on a full-time basis. And then if you think about that, that's reports going out, every month on the 15 assets to all the investors. plus a quarterly call on each of those every quarter for each of those for all our investors are happening now. So thank you for that, Maria and David, keeping that up and running. We have our next, actually this is wrong, our next coming masterclass will be June 22nd in Dallas, and that's going to be asset management and capital raising together. So if you guys have not got your tickets, please get them for that. Then we went through this, and then our debt fund is the main thing next we got coming up. So we've actually bringing on somebody full-time to manage our funds with us. And we'll be announcing that later this week or next week on who that's going to be and how they're going to work in with Massive Capital on that going forward. So it's really exciting, finally going to have a few funds operating regular and moving that out and forward continuously as well. So that is the main things that we had for updates today, with some technical difficulty on Sanjay's side today, but
one thing, Mike, last Friday we did a tour
comments
of
or questions?
Last Friday we did a great tour of one of our properties, McAllen, Texas. If you ever see Massive Capital promoting that we're doing a tour and you're in an area or an investor of yours is in an area, I highly recommend it, because there's nothing better than actually seeing what are we doing in action, right? What does a true value add mean? So we go through it in fairly good detail. We talk about our challenges. We talk about the things that have happened. We talk about the plan that we're executing. So if you've not been to one of these property tours, it's well worth your time. And it's well worth your time if you have friends in the area and investors. Just send them along. Tell us that you're investors. That's fine. Because at the end of the day, when someone really truly understands what their passive investment is going towards and how we're making communities better, it was a really fun day. It was great. Brooke came along and her kids were there as well. But it's just a great way to learn.
Any feedback?
And they loved it.
Brooke, any feedback from you?
Yeah, everybody enjoyed it because that's why I moved to Dallas from California. They have an idea. My oldest, she'll come to events when I'm speaking or whatnot. But for my husband and my 12-year-old to walk the property, to touch it, to feel it, to see what we've done. They've seen the befores, they've seen the after. I felt like it kind of brought it to fruition. And then to go to a Jay Cangino event that evening, he wanted to stay longer. The kids were hungry. You get it. But now they're like, holy crap, I see why you're always in Texas, the people, the community. And to see, this is what it looks like when people move out. Here's the mid renovation. Here's the high end renovation, and to see that not only are you creating a legacy and building wealth long term, you're helping communities, you're giving back, you're making a safe, beautiful home for people to live in and kids to grow up at. So it was great and they enjoyed it. And now they're asking, when's the next one? So even if you guys don't do one for Amberwood, I think we're going to go there and walk that too. So it was
Awesome.
good.
And maybe Candace, talk about your mom the last time. I think your mom is a great story. I don't think she even wanted to be there, but then she was just totally warmed up to it all and understood why.
My parents are invested into McAllen and Amberwood. And I mean, I've been around rentals and real estate for 20 years, but she only sees the few properties that they'll occasionally come over and help me fix up, right? So it was really cool when we were down a couple months ago. My mom was able to walk the property, and it definitely is eye-opening because we went into a pretty bad unit and we looked at a burn unit and we looked at the totally renovated unit. And I think that it really hit home for her as an investor because she saw the totally renovated unit, like what Brooke was saying. And then to hear Trevor say that this truly is like, you know, not just Massa's motivation, but I mean, like, why we do things is to continue to help people have a wonderful living environment. And I forget, I should have wrote down the one sentence that you said, but I mean, she repeated it back to me a couple times. And then that night she called my dad and she was like, we went and sold the property, like, you know, what you're invested in. And he's like, well, we're both invested in it. She's like, right, but I mean, you put the money into it, like, and it was just really cool. I mean, it definitely opened her eyes. Just one time being there. Now, when she starts seeing money come through, then she can now put that image with how now it was tangible to her to be able to see it and exactly what Brooke was saying, feel it and be there. And then to hear, I forget what was her name that came out of the office and like, here's the events that we were doing for everyone. And she's like, it was just amazing. Like how, like she has never been like in that apartment realm before, you know, like, so it was really cool. So it definitely impacted her and it took her one property to warm up to, but then, you know, now she talks about you like whenever we talk about passive, she'll talk about Trevor. So
well, that's funny because
It's
everyone
good for
talks
my
about
ego
Trevor.
too. It was really good for my ego because I kept calling her mom and she kept, what is her name? She kept correcting me.
Carol.
My name's Carol. And I said, okay, Mom,
Carol.
let's go. We're going to the next one. But anyways, but why I bring this up is, again, you're all on the call. You're all kind of believers, but we are trying to create a community here. We are trying to not only make money, right? That we are trying to create a community of people where you can join and be part of us. Our residents, their lives are improved. I mean, even after the tour, our property manager for that company signed up and came to our event the next day and was so engaged. And again, nothing would make me happier than her actually to be able to start to go to the next level because she sees kind of the day-to-day grind and then she saw the back end and it really is important. And in fact, I've got to buy a book, even though she's not maintenance man. There's a friend of mine who wrote a book, Maintenance Man to Millionaire. And he was somebody who started out as a maintenance man at a property, was taken under the wing by some owners and basically turned their properties around. And he now owns 4,000 apartments. So I know we talk about a lot of stuff, but never forget that we're changing so many lives here on every level. And I think never forget that. That's all I can say.
Well, and Trevor, to your point, whenever we do those webinars, we're showing the property from pictures. It's awesome to be able to see and walk the property and see the good, bad, and the ugly. Trevor always talks about that. When we're walking these properties, we're showing you everything. I mean, that burn unit that Candace is talking about, you could smell it before you walked into it. Like, I mean, that one was, yeah, it was a great one.
Yeah.
So
you could
it's
smell the
really
first
good to
unit
see
that we
that.
walked into. Yeah, the
Oh,
first
yeah.
unit, I think it was a pet unit. And I can always
Mhm.
smell that beautiful aroma before I even open the door. So I've smelled it so much. I'm like, ah, yes, the aroma of pets.
I don't know if I had that nice smile that you did just now, but yes, you know what I mean. It's a thing for sure. But it puts really into perspective why we do it when we see those investors and see their transition from, oh my gosh, this is scary to wow, this is awesome. So it puts it back into perspective. I mean, yes, we all love doing deals, but we're doing it for the greater good of our investors. So that was cool. So thanks, Trevor, for that opportunity. It's always good to walk a property with you.
100%. And Ellen. Okay, thanks guys. Hey, that's excellent. You know, one of the things that we do is we're, you know, walking. That's one of the areas, like whether that's Trevor or us, Sanjay, Schreier, me, whoever, you know, in Dallas, especially in the Texas area, you know, we're walking properties regularly. So, you know, keep in contact. And if you got something you're looking at, you know, let us know. We'll take a look. The other thing I want to jump for, Ellen, if you could share again how people can submit a deal, because what we want to start doing a little bit moving forward for next week in the future is we're going to cut out half of this session available for people to talk about a deal they have and see if, if we're looking at Massive as a partner and opening that up to more opportunities for people to partner with us and us to review deals specifically in this session for it'll be about a 20 minutes of the session. So Ellen, if you could share how people can go about submitting deals in the future and bring them into the pipeline.
Absolutely. So you see here our beautiful Massive Capital website. If you go up here and submit a deal, you will then be directed to our Massive Capital deal submission form. So if you start, we are first going to ask you for some contact information so we know who is sending this to us, because at the end of the day, if you're sending this to us, that means you want to partner with us and want to be able to reach you back. So please do not forget about that. Then we are going into some property information. So obviously we'd like to name, we'd like to address, asking price, and the type of asset that we are talking about. So there's a quick little drop down menu for you here. Number of units, the year that it was built, and then we are going into some napkin underwriting, but this is for existing multifamily only, please. So if it is another asset class, just enter 0 because it is a mandatory field. But we'd like you to already take a look at things. These are some of the key initial pieces of information that we take a look at for existing multifamily, because that way we can make a decision fairly quickly if this is something that is going to work for us or if we are just too far apart. So some initial napkin information. Obviously, if you know the cap rate and at purchase and at sale, please do share that with us as well. If you do not see that red little asterisk up there, that is a optional field, but share as much as you can, because we are going to try and fill in the blanks anyway on any deals that we are underwriting. To share with us what type of deal source that this is. If you do know the vacancy, rentable square footage, of course, if there is a call for offers date, we'd like to know. We try to get things turned around as quick as possible, but if this is something that has a CFO in 3 days, we may need to hustle a little bit harder to get it all done. And then last but not least, you have some opportunity to add files. So offering memorandum, rent roll, T12, rent roll and T12 are mandatory, and then any other supportive documents. The more information we get early on, the quicker we can go through these things and see if it can work for us as well. Any deals that do come into our pipeline, we underwrite and we will provide feedback to you to see, hey, this is where we are at. Where are you looking at this at? Are we missing anything? Things like that. And then of course you just submit and it will end up in our beautiful Monday tracker as a new lead. And that's really it.
Excellent. Any questions from anyone on this?
I always like to be sure that we're clear that we're looking for something unique that wouldn't have already been sent to us. Because we're already sent a lot of the on-market deals. So something that you have personal knowledge with, something you've been working on, something that's come direct to you from a seller or a broker, that's going to give you the sweet spot to get to the next level.
Yeah. Yeah, 100% agreed. And also, the part of the reason now with Monday.com and our tracker, if we have it already, we'll let you know, but we'll still, come in and talk about it with you, because you may have a different, as Trevor said, you may have a different insight or a different follow on it than we had. So we will continue with that as well. So thank you though, Trevor, for that feedback. And I think I'm losing my voice from this weekend. So we had an event on Saturday that went really, really well. I don't know if Marie or Trevor or somebody else wants to share about that event a little bit and how it went. And we were on fire. We had the fire department out for us at least. Maria, you're muted.
Yeah, we had some good weather, really, for sure. It was thunderstormed, and I think it might have tripped off the alarm. But hey, didn't stop us from learning. We were still networking through the fire alarm. So if anyone has ever said they don't like networking, try doing it with a fire alarm constantly going on and off, because that'll just really make you love networking even more. Yeah, but it was a great conference. It really energized. We're part of investor relations, so we were raising capital. So acquisitions is not something that I'm constantly doing all the time, but it still energized me. I don't know about the rest of the people who were there, but I still learned something. I'm always loving learning at these events, and it really did energize me to keep going. So if you're ever able to come to one of these conferences, I think you should, because you will still, whether or not it's your area of expertise, you'll still learn something and get excited about it, because I know I sure did.
Excellent. Thank you. So just to wrap up today, and we'll be looking forward to a new view, cleaner focus for Monday coming forward. Appreciate everybody joining, but right now, has anybody got any deals that they want to talk about? Any questions about what's going on? David, you got anything? Or you just happened to come off mute for a second? David Kantner?
Oh, Mike, hey, good morning. Yes, I do have something to add can you hear me all right?
Yes.
Super. So they have this event for capital raise, and I drove down from Dallas to attend it in Houston. And I'm just sharing, if you're in this business, you definitely need to learn what these guys are doing, because we're not only making deals, but we're raising capital, building relationships, and asset managing. And they had a book, and I'll tell you, it was very worth it. So like Maria said, we're learning every day. And the market's changing too, and they're giving us great info in that. So shout out to everybody, and thanks, Mike.
Thank you, David. Appreciate you. Sorry we missed you this last trip when we came to Dallas. We tried to get close.
I know. It looked great. Like I say, it just didn't quite work out. But anyway, it was great you all were up here. Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks. Any other questions or feedback? Any deals that people got they want to talk about? If not, we'll wrap it up, or you guys can drop something in the chat. I know Leo and David, we've got a review with you guys at 10:30 today. Just sent you should have just got the invite. Let me know if you guys received that.
Yeah, got it.
Okay, so we'll see you guys at 10:30. Yeah, it's gonna be kind of a picture deal, massive style. Brooke, we'll see how that goes.
Thanks.
Looks like
We'll see you guys.
Hand up, Ashton.
Okay, hey, awesome. Just a second. So we'll see you guys at 10:30 with our IR team and go a little bit more into details on the deal and questions that we have, and maybe get some help filling out some documents for us a little bit. For us, like we have a cheat sheet, so you guys can help us fix that up a little bit as well. All right. Asan, how are you today?
Hey, doing well. How are you guys doing?
Good. It's been a minute. How are you?
Good to see you again here, Mike. Sorry, I've missed the last couple of sessions. There's just been a few things that have been going on, all generally positive. So glad to be back on with you guys here. But just wanted to ask you if we've got, some next quarter deals, Q3, kind of, what we've got in the pipeline. I know that the market obviously has changed, and I wasn't at your event over the weekend, but I'd just like to get an understanding as to what you guys are thinking, what's kind of top of mind in terms of the top 3, top 5 deals that you might be, thinking that we can potentially look at from an investment perspective.
Yeah, definitely. And I'll lean a little bit on Ellen. if, and we'll talk through them together, but we have, so we have, I'll start with one that we are going, like I mentioned earlier, we are going under contract for a deal, which is a development opportunity in the Houston area. It's called the Richmond is the actual location between Fulshire and Katy, along West Park Tollway, if people know that. It's on the south side. It'll be the first commercial development in that area. So a lot of houses, a lot of rooftops going up there, and we'll be putting in 60,000 square feet of commercial development, focused primarily retail. There's a split off of a apartment tied to it on the backside. We're focused on the commercial retail space for us right now. That's a $5 million raise, and we'll finish that up. It's got to be ready to go, locked up by November. And then we have a couple deals that are close to getting final to start some get under contract potentially, that are in LOI phase right now. And you want to talk a little bit about those, Ellen, just on what type of returns you're thinking, and what type of assets, and what the capital raise looks like? Maybe just the top two or so.
Yeah, give me a minute as it comes to like returns or potential returns. I'm gonna have to pull those up because I don't know those off the top of my head. But it's looking like our next few days are going to land in the Houston area. So we do love that market. We already have assets in that market. So that is going to be a fun little addition to our portfolio. And that's, of course, knocking on wood. Nothing is final yet. No signatures have been placed, but it is looking extremely, extremely promising.
Hey, I'll interrupt. Sorry. Is Chirayu still here? Oh, there you are. Chirayu, you want to share about, I think Chirayu has the same deals, right, Ellen?
Yep. Both deals.
Yeah. Don't just give us some highlights of those deals.
Sure.
And Chirayu's been working heavy, working on the brokers, keeping us moving along with the brokers on both of these deals. Ellen and him and Sanjay just keeping the ball rolling and pushing along. We walked the properties. You walked a couple of them last week with Sanjay, as well as previously with Shrier. So Shrier, you want to just share some highlights on those as far as what do the returns look like? What's the vintage? What's the capital raise look like on those?
Definitely. So first one will take Grove at Pine Point. This is a 1977-78 property. There are 33 apartment buildings. Some were constructed in 77, others in 78. Between 2018 to 2024, they have had a ton of capex. Having said that, we are in the LOI stage. The raise for this property is close to 10.5 million. And the asking price or the final amount will be 32.5 million. 32.5, 32 maybe 33. There is a loan assumption on this property equivalent to 66%. So we will be, that's what is. So there is a loan assumption, 411 units property, 1977, really in decent shape. 10.5 million capital raise, and asking will be between 32.5 and 33. Returns, in terms of returns, if you are looking at IRR, 19%. If you are looking at average annualized, close to 24%. And at this stage, we are looking at an equity multiple of 2.2. Questions?
No, that's good.
Okay, that's great. What was the name of the property again? Sorry.
Grove at Pine Point. Grove at Pine Point. I will paste the names in the chat if that's easy.
Great, thank you.
Okay. Second one is Town Homes on 3. Both the properties are from the same broker. This is a slightly newer property, 1984. These are 90 units of townhomes individually deeded as such. This also comes with a loan assumption, but this time the loan assumption is smaller. It's 52% of the ticket price. This property asking purchase, we are at LOI stage, but we will get there by 12.5, 12.6 million. I'm just giving you a range. The equity raise for this one is close to 3.75 million. And the returns, we are looking at same 20% IRR, average annualized close to 24, 25, and equity multiple slightly above 2.2, 2.3-ish. Questions?
Very helpful. Thank you. I just look forward to getting some more details when you guys go further down the road. So when you're ready, happy to take a look at it. I appreciate the
Wonderful.
update though.
Good.
That
Yeah,
does
we'll be,
sound
yeah, that's awesome, Hassan. We'll be looking for some partners on those as well as we get further into them. We'll definitely get you hooked up on that as well. Thanks, Chiraya. Any other questions? I saw David. I'm not sure understood your question is what are your thoughts on underwriting acquisition is giving 1 month free rent or from I didn't know on rent on all, free rent on all units. It's been open for months.
Right. So, in other words, some of the markets, they give out concessions. You'd rather not have that. But if a seller is giving 1 month free rent because they're trying to lease up a new asset, do you look at the market rents or do you factor in that technically people are on a cash basis are paying 8% less?
Okay.
They're giving free rent. I think 2 things to get it leased up quicker, but also to get that bump for the buyer, right? To get more value out of us, right?
Yeah. Yeah. So and then when those roll up into Red IQ, and Ellen can share a little more on this as well, but they roll up into Red IQ, the leases, are going to officially the lease, you do a lease audit, the leases are going to say, whatever the rent is that they're getting, right?
Say 1,000. Yeah.
But when we roll it up into Red IQ, that what happen is we'll get you'll have some steps in there and it'll show the concession value in there. So you'll look at what is your actual receivables when you're underwriting it, and then you'll look at like how long to burn off those concessions when we're doing.
Yeah, that makes sense. I got you. Thank you, Mike.
And that's very common on new builds, right? They got to fill fast. They want to get critical mass, so they do a lot of rent concessions. And it's just then it's turning that spigot off and getting rent increases.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't take well, of course, they took the free month rent, and of course, we're saying here's the market rate or here's our sticker rate, but you have to, in my opinion, you have to discount that a little bit because it's artificial, right? I mean, there's, they did it with a free month rent. I think we're saying the same thing, right?
Yes. Yeah. And
cool.
Yeah, and that's why I'm saying when we underwrite it, it shows up as part of that concession piece, and you'll look at the time for that to burn off over the year and what that means to your total, gross and your total net income over that year, right? So we'll look so you look at the rent roll and what does it give you, but then you also look at from the P&L side of things. And what does that look like for that duration of that period? So Ellen, you got any other comments?
No, you really hit the nail on the head. At the end of the day, when we're reviewing all of that, that's a line item within a T12 that is very thoroughly analyzed. And if it's high, we're gonna figure out why. Now in a lease up, this, as Trevor mentioned, it's not extremely uncommon. Because if you have lots of properties in the neighborhood, you want them to come to yours instead of to somewhere else. So if you need to do something to make that happen, it's not an uncommon strategy. But yes, it does get analyzed, and it is definitely a line item that gets attention.
Yeah, it does. And it's a subtract, and they're burning off the first month, because if we were owners, we would say the last month, right? So you stay and pay 11 months. So I get the game, but of course with the cap rate, they're getting that extra value for that. But we're all on the same page, and thank you for kind of, validating what I'm saying. It's something to look deep into, and it depends on the market rates too, right? Are they above market or not?
So do you have this, do you have it underwritten, David? Do you want to present it to?
You know what? When we get to that point, yeah, I'll be glad to share it. Yes. So yeah, we're discussing it right now. Absolutely, sure. That's why I'm team approach. So it's a team sport. Thank you, Mike.
Okay. Yeah. Perfect. Thank you.
Yep.
All right, guys. Thanks a lot. Great to have you all today. Appreciate the support, partnering, and thanks a lot. Have a great one, everybody. Bye-bye.
Thanks. See you guys.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.